Hello and howdy, everyone. Here to talk about the 3-hour lesbians in love epic Blue is the Warmest Color. I have no problems giving it a 9. This film won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival last year, or I guess this year. It certainly was challenging. It was absolutely beautiful. It's overflowing with truth and honesty. Also, it features two tremendously raw, tremendously powerful performances from two wonderful actresses. It is. Did I say challenging? It's just true. It's beauty and truth for 3 hours. So it's kind of an endurance test in a way. If you've heard of this film, the reason you've probably heard of it is because it features graphic and at lengthy scenes of lesbian sex, and but it features lengthy and involved scenes of everything, of all aspects of their life. So it's just like, yes, they're eventually going to make love to each other, and it's going to pay as close attention to that as it has done to anything else. That's kind of like really what seals it as art for me. The indescribable quality of this film is that, again, the film takes its time. We watch everything unfold in great detail, sometimes painfully so, sometimes we don't want to be watching, but yet we're forced to. It takes its great... Again, it's a 3-hour film. Okay, so to talk about the famous lesbian scenes, I think there's something like 3 scenes of I don't even know how they simulate it. It's like apparently they weren't really having sex with each other, but I don't know how that was achieved. If they weren't making love to each other and then just having a bunch of guys film it, then I don't know what they were doing. I don't know how they got those performances. It certainly looked real. It maybe not porno real, but it was like this close, from being a porno, at least in those scenes. So, we watch for, again, extended periods of time, graphic sex, and it's like, that's when you notice it's long. That's when you notice that it takes its time, is when you're being forced to watch something that might make you uncomfortable, or something that you don't see every day, at the movies, which is two beautiful women having sex with each other for extended periods of time. But one of the lovers is a teacher. So then after, a 5-minute love scene with graphic detail, we then go to a 5-minute scene of the teacher thinking about the sex, cleaning the classroom, picking up trash, hanging up book bags, and then we watch 5 minutes of that, of her cleaning up her classroom. I'm trying to get to that indescribable part. That's the way the film is that we watch everything in great detail for much longer than you would think. And yet, even though you're watching a woman walk around a classroom picking up crayons and hanging up book bags, all it feels necessary. Again, when your movie is 3 hours and you're featuring 5 minutes of a teacher clean up her room, it's like, you could make some cuts somewhere. You could get this down to 2 hours and 20 minutes, maybe even shorter, if you just, cut out the fluff. If you make each 5-minute scene, 30 seconds, because again, it's not like she's picking up the books in another way, 5 minutes in, other than 30 seconds in. But yet, even though you could have edited those scenes down and edited the film down to a more normal running length, it's somehow, everything feels necessary. Everything feels like it had a place, like it fit into, like each scene was a piece of a puzzle, and it all comes together, by the end. It never feels, what's the word? Obligatory. Well, I don't know if that's the word I want. It just all feels necessary at the end. At the end of the day, it's like, yeah, I know I didn't need to watch her clean up her classroom for 5 minutes, but yet I didn't mind, and it felt right. Maybe you just need that decompression after watching the intense sex scenes. The film is intense. It deals with love and everything that love does, both the joy and the pain. Love is explored here. The only film I thought about, perhaps it had to do with the title as well, but I thought the themes were also very close, was, now I can't remember the filmmaker's name. The movie is Blue Valentine. The Ryan Gosling and, Heath Ledger's ex-wife. I can't remember her name. Anywho, Blue Valentine. That's basically the only film I thought of. But Blue Valentine was as intense and as true. Not as graphic as this, but that's the only film I thought of while watching this film. Was Blue Valentine. And if you saw Blue Valentine, it's very similar, I felt. It's very well directed. I can't tell you the name of the director. I believe also co-wrote it. Just very intimate. It's bold, brave, I suppose. I believe he's French. It was a French film. There was, I don't know if they were a French tourist group or maybe just a bunch of French people got together and decided to go watch the movie, but I thought it was quite entertaining. There was at least a group of 6 or 8 French people. Maybe they just wanted to go see the film together. So it was interesting to watch a French film with, a good chunk of the audience being French. They were laughing at things that I did not understand. Obviously they don't have to read the subtitles, so they're reacting as quickly as the actors are speaking, and not having to wait until the audience, the American audience, has read the subtitles. So they were, reacting in a way that I was like, okay. It just was, different. I didn't see that. They were laughing at a lot more things that I certainly didn't laugh at, that I didn't get. Perhaps they were, French inside jokes. I'm not sure. But I enjoyed that, actually, to watch it with, the native speakers of the language of the film. But very well directed, very well shot, gorgeously shot. Even though we spend a lot of time in the bedroom and just, close up on faces, the cinematography is beautiful. The acting here is really just revelatory. Both the actresses who pretty much dominate the screen, I can't tell you their names. One actress it's pretty much the story of one of the characters, but she falls in love with the girl, and then the other girl enters the story. But even though it's the film of that relationship, she's not always in it, but we're always pretty much at the side of one of the girls. I can't tell you her name, but she just does tremendous, work here. Both actresses, they just, they have to do everything. They have to, be in intense pain for, a while. They have to do everything. They have to be in love. They have to feel that love go away. They have to want to die. And it's just all, beautifully acted. It's all real. At times, I felt that I shouldn't be watching it, that this was too intimate. I had forgotten that this was, fiction, because it feels so real. That's tremendous. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I'm glad I've seen it. I knew that if I didn't watch it in the theater, then I probably would never have watched it. I feel I've been lucky to be able to see the last few Palme d'Or winners, being here in Los Angeles. I got to see this. I got to see Amour. I got to see Uncle Boon Me, who can recall his past lives. So I enjoy. I haven't even seen Uncle Boon Me available on disc. So I enjoy being able to watch, important works, on the big screen as they should be seen. Because I know that I would never have, rented a 3-hour love epic and watched it at home. I just probably wouldn't have done it. So I knew I needed to get to the theater to see it before. I just never saw it. And I'm certainly glad I did. I really can't think of what else to say. It's certainly one of the better movies I've seen this year. It's a solid 9. Well directed, brutally honest, well written, tremendously raw and intimate performances. Gorgeous acting, gorgeous cinematography. Again, it's a movie filled with, truth and beauty, and sadness. It's something to, make you certain that you're not alone in the world, that, everybody hurts. It's just kind of tremendous, when you think about it. It's kind of tremendous. So it's definitely a highlight of the year, one of the best films I've seen this year. I can't call it an enjoyable experience. It's kind of at times an endurance test, but I think it's ultimately, very rewarding. And again, kind of, gives you hope in a way, even though it's a sad tale. I think it's, in the end, it's kind of very hopeful and optimistic. So I, enjoyed that. I think that's pretty much everything I got to say about it. I think I hit on all the big points. So yeah, okay, there you go. So that's the this year's Palme d'Or winner. Blue is the warmest color, and I give it a solid 9. Thanks much.